You were serious, weren't you? You were actually considering cutting off contact? It's not like I'm concerned about you or anything. I just wonder how you're managing on the streets. Isn't it a harsh world out there?
Hi, Mom.
Why are you acting so distant? Whether you agree or not, I'm still your mother, you know?
Are you truly my mother? A woman who keeps her daughter away from her father doesn't deserve to be a mother.
Whoa, how old are you again? You are 18 years old, right? You're still too young to understand everything right now. Someday in the future, you'll understand why I kept them away from you. Now, stop being foolish and come back home. The house hasn't been cleaned for a week, and you must also clean the toilet. It's too dirty.
A maid? That's all I am to you, isn't it? You don't care the slightest bit about how I've been surviving for the past week. Instead, you're concerned about the household chores?
If a child can plan to steal her mother's phone and run away, I'm sure she is smart enough to get by. So, there's no need to worry about that. Actually, I'm quite proud of you for taking such a bold step.
Mom, you're unbelievable.
Just like you, huh? Come home right now and clean up this mess. I spent 5 hours in the labor room, and I won't do all the work myself. These cigar butts won't clean themselves up. In case you don't find me when you return, the key will be in its usual spot.
No, I won't come home until you tell me who my father is.
Silly girl. I've told you 1,000,000 times, your father is long gone. He's dead. There's no point in talking about a man who doesn't exist anymore. Even if he were alive, he's dead to me.
But I want a sense of identity, Mom. You know who your father is, don't you? Then I also need to know my father.
Look, I don't think these things are normal around here. You have to accept it. You don't have a father. That's your identity.
Well, get used to not having me around as well.
Seriously?
Give me a contact or a name. Otherwise, I'm not coming.
Fine. Check the call log on that phone. His name is Derek.
Really? Let me check it out. I already found it.
There, that's the contact you want. Now come home and tidy up this place. I'm heading out for a date.
Again, aren't you exhausted from trying every guy in the city?
That's none of your concern, silly girl. I'm aiming to find a wealthy man who can handle our expenses.
And give me another sibling? I already have 5. I'm worn out.
Shut up.
I hope you provided the correct name this time.
Yes, but don't set your expectations too high. I've told you before, he's no longer alive.
Hey, Flora, happy birthday. I hope your day is filled with all the wonderful things life has to offer.
I thought you were. I thought you were gone.
I understand you might be scared, but there's no need to worry. I'm not dead. In fact, I'm more alive than you can imagine.
Mom told me that you were no longer with us. This moment means everything to me.
I've been waiting for 25 years, hoping to hear from you. I was never gone, not even for a moment.
Can I call you Dad?
Oh, sweetie, that might be a bit formal and hasty. You can call me Uncle Derek.
But you're my father, right?
Well,
The silence is familiar. Are you not my father either?
no, darling, I'm not.
I was scared, you know. I was afraid Mom might be lying to me again. I dreaded the thought that you might not be my father, but I couldn't help but hope. I convinced myself you were the one. I texted you every day for 7 years in the hopes that you would somehow see it.
I did, Flora. I read your texts every single day for the last 7 years. I'm truly proud of your determination.
Why didn't you reply to my messages back then? I truly believed you to be dead.
I didn't want to give you false hope or hurt your feelings. I also didn't want you to stop sending those messages.
Well, why did you do that?
Well, the day you sent your first text was the day I lost my only daughter.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's okay, really. Your daily messages became my solace and gave me a reason to hope. It felt like a connection to my daughter, Tracy.
I'm still a bit confused.
That's understandable. Feel free to ask me anything and I'll explain everything you want to know.
Why did Mom give me your number when she knew you weren't my dad?
I suppose it was because I was in an accident not too long ago that took my left leg. I'm sure she thought I was dead.
So, is there any chance you could be my father?
To be honest, I had a brief relationship with Sarah. But when she brought up the possibility, I ran a DNA test to confirm your paternity.
And the result?
It was negative. I can even provide evidence.
No, I had genuinely believed I had found my father.
I understand. You've shared a lot with me about your desire for him to accompany you down the aisle at your wedding.
I may have to give up that hope now. My wedding is just 2 months away.
I regret that I'm not your biological father. However, I am prepared to assist you in your search for him.
Really?
Yes, I believe he's still alive. I've even been compiling a lengthy list of men I know who could potentially be your father. That was meant to be my gift to you today.
Oh my gosh, I'm at a loss for words.
2210 Fiddler Drive, the top floor. That's where my company is. Let's arrange to meet, all right?
Okay, see you soon.
You deceitful person.
Watch your tongue, young woman.
You claimed Derek was deceased, and you even insisted he was my biological father.
Fine.
What do you mean, fine? You've deceived me once again.
Why does it even matter? It's not like knowing your father's identity would make a difference.
How can you say that? I want to know my real father, Mom. Is that too much to ask? I didn't choose to be born. Why must I struggle to find my father while you move from one wealthy man to another?
So, let me clarify. Did you text just to insult me?
My wedding is in only 2 months left, Mom. I want my father to walk me down the aisle. Initially, I planned to use Derek's photograph, as I thought he was my father. Now that I know he isn't, I'm determined to find my real father.
Come to my house. We can discuss this.
Discuss? I'm done talking. What do you want to say? That I should accept being without a father? That's old news. I can't come all the way there for nonsense.
Then I can't assist you.
What? Are you serious?
Well, I won't help you. Besides, it's too late to search for his identity. You already figured out how to live your life. You practically don't need a father.
You're just so heartless.
Look, Flora, I don't have the time to argue with you right now. I'm actually running late for my date with a money bag I just found.
Mom, you have to reveal who my father is. Otherwise, I won't come home.
I see. Back to the same tricks. You make me laugh, Flora. Those things don't concern me anymore. I have 5 other kids to fall back on. You're the least of my concerns.
All right, fine. Then shouldn't come to my wedding. You're not welcome.
What did you say?
You're uninvited. You don't deserve to share in my joy.
Oh my God, Flora. Could you be any more desperate? What do I gain from attending your financially strapped wedding? You're marrying a poor man. I won't be interested in such events.
I hate you.
I need to hurry to my Tinder date now. Good luck with your search for your non-existent father.
Hello, Flora. How are you?
Hi, Uncle Derek. I'm frustrated.
What's going wrong?
None of our efforts seem to be paying off. I've looked into 9 out of the 10 men on your list, and none of them turned out to be the one. I'm losing patience and running out of money. It's exhausting to keep spending on long trips to different cities when I could have found what I was looking for if my mother had just told me.
I understand your frustration, Flora. At least we should be grateful that they all agreed to undergo DNA testing.
What if they had refused?
You would be even more frustrated right now.
I just wish we could see some progress.
We will. You just have to stay hopeful.
But when will that happen? I'm feeling so discouraged right now. Perhaps I should give up on my childhood dreams.
Don't give up, my dear. You've come too far to quit now. We'll see this through to the end, and if we can't find your real father, then that's how it will be.
Do you think the remaining person could be a possibility?
It's uncertain, but we'll do our best and let nature take its course. I do have a concern, though.
What's bothering you?
Jackson Wright.
What about him?
I doubt he'll agree to take a paternity test.
Why would someone reject the chance to find their lost child?
We used to be close friends, the best of friends. However, our friendship soured when Sarah came between us. Initially, they were in a relationship, but Sarah ended it because he was financially struggling.
Typical mom.
After the breakup, she briefly got involved with me just to spite him, and that's why our relationship broke up. Surprisingly, things have taken a turn. He's now the founder and CEO of Adore Jewels, one of the largest jewelry companies in San Antonio. He's incredibly wealthy, and Sarah would likely regret leaving him for financial reasons. However, he's well known for being a straightforward guy. I'm not even sure if I can help you approach him to get a DNA test like I did with the others, for shame of what I did to him 25 years ago.
So what do we do now?
I have no idea.
You've been wondering about a wedding gift for me, right?
Yeah, what about that?
Well, here it is. We'll go together to meet Mr. Jackson.
Hey, Flora, wishing you a joyful wedding day. I would have inquired about the wedding preparations, but let's skip that part. You won't believe what happened. I disregarded your non-invitation and showed up at your wedding, despite your efforts to change the venue to avoid me. But that isn't even the best part. I'm looking forward to sharing this good news with you. I came with someone you might recognize, the CEO of Coach LC, and more importantly, my new partner. I did mention that I'm still young and attractive enough to attract any wealthy man I desire. I could have claimed I could steal your husband, but no need because he's apparently not well off. Why are you not responding? No worries. You'll spot me on the dance floor soon.
Excuse me?
Oh, finally you're here. This venue is more lavish than I expected. Flora, are you sure you did not lie to me that your husband was just a normal person?
Yeah. He's an auditor.
Wait, you finally found someone to walk you down the aisle. 2 men walking you down the aisle. What a sight. Oh, is that Derek? But wait, is there Jackson too? What is he doing here? How dare you, you ungrateful imp? How come you found Jackson and kept it from me?
Isn't that a bit demeaning? I'm an adult, a married woman now. You don't expect me to share every detail with you, do you? The reason you can still text me and talk nonsense is because I haven't blocked you on all platforms yet.
You can't even do that.
Want to bet? If necessary, I'll do it 1,000,000 times over in addition to now. You were wicked, selfish, and materialistic. You didn't care about the impact of your actions on me or my siblings.
Don't talk to me in that tone of voice, young lady.
Oh, but I can because you deserve it and worse. You don't deserve to be called a mother and shouldn't be seen as one.
That's not for you to decide, Flora. I brought you into this world. I call the shots.
You did, but not anymore. I finally found my real father. My childhood dream of having my father walk me down the aisle finally came true. But I must say, my experience was even more incredible. I had the privilege of being escorted by 2 fathers yesterday, and it was the most glorious moment of my life. But does that really matter now? Not really, though. I also married the man of my dreams, and everything is falling into place. Most importantly, you're not a part in it.
It's a bit unfair, isn't it?
No, unfair is how you abandon the father of your first child just because he wasn't wealthy enough.
Back then, he couldn't afford the $1 million I needed for my demands.
And you chose to leave him?
He didn't want me to follow the trend like other women. Is it wrong of me to desire what I want?
Prepare to be surprised because his situation has drastically changed.
What? Jackson was just a janitor at a hotel.
Believe it or not, he's now incredibly wealthy and owns multiple jewelry companies.
What? How is that possible? Jackson did not even have a college degree.
The tables have indeed turned. Remember the fancy hall, the stylish outfits, and the exquisite food and decor at my wedding? All last-minute changes were arranged by my dad. I'm glad you ignored my request not to attend. Now you've witnessed the luxurious life I lead. Something you never thought possible. Hopefully, this teaches you to focus on meaningful relationships rather than material possessions.
Can you guys take me back?
What did you say?
I walk back into your lives, both yours and Jackson's. I genuinely apologize for everything in the past.
You don't need to beat yourself up. If I didn't know you better, I might believe your sincerity. But I'm aware that every move you make is driven by your selfish interests.
Oh, come on, Flora. Please, show some compassion. After all, I'm still your mother. With all your siblings gone, I'm left all alone. I'm in a tight spot and could really need some financial assistance.
Remember, I sacrificed a lot for you and your siblings. You forfeited your claim as my mother when you outright refused to help me look for my father.
Because I did not want you to be affiliated with poverty. Do you not understand? All those actions were to protect you and your siblings. Yet I never received the acknowledgement I deserve.
Thanks, but I'm not interested anymore. Your goodwill isn't needed here.
Fine then, pay me back. You owe me for all those years I single-handedly took care of you, for all the free meals you enjoyed under my roof. You need to compensate me for that. I need a $10 million settlement.
I can assure you that's not going to happen.
If you refuse to pay, I'll take legal action.
You won't receive any money from me or my father. You're just a disturbing person. Please keep your distance from me.
Me? Disturbing? I'll come to your house, and I'll stay outside your room until you give me what I'm owed.
You won't go to that extent, Mom.
You think?
You've already done a number of insane things before. I strongly suggest you preserve whatever dignity you still have. Avoid making any more mistakes.
You'll regret this, Flora. I promise you will.
Sarah evidently failed to grasp the lessons from the earlier events. Instead, I awoke the next morning and figured out that she camped out in a tent right in front of my house. Upon locking eyes with me, she brandished a peculiar placard and continuously chanted the words, "Pay me my money." Sarah's screams eventually drew the attention of other neighbors and, subsequently, security agents who promptly took her away. It was later revealed that one of my siblings disclosed my exact location to our erratic mother due to threats of self-harm. Surprisingly, all of this was an attempt to capture Jackson's attention, or perhaps secure some of his money too. However, her poorly planned actions only intensified Jackson's dislike for her. I and my newlywed husband decided to relocate to a different city after determining that Sarah would be better off in a psychiatric facility. Several years passed, and my husband and I committed to a happy and stable relationship. We also have 3 beautiful children. We worked hard to protect our children, to ensure that they wouldn't endure the hardships I had to go through in the past.
My house is overrun with pests. I have 2 burdensome freeloaders cohabitating with me. What a pity. Wouldn't you agree, Flora?
2 freeloaders? Are you referring to me and Tony?
Who else am I referring to? Thanks to my son, you're enjoying the privilege of living here without paying rent and eating for free. You're essentially taking advantage of the situation without contributing anything in return. How lucky for you. I'm currently enjoying a cup of coffee with some friends, and our conversation has shifted toward discussing our respective in-laws. They helped me realize how fortunate you are.
I have to disagree. I go to work and then get labeled as a freeloader by my mother-in-law? Please don't call me that, by the way. It isn't right.
Oh my, aren't you a feisty one? You were the one who forcefully entered my house carrying that unsightly child of yours. After the birth of that child, all you do is remain at home, entertaining yourself with it, neglecting any substantial responsibilities. What would you call that sort of lifestyle? You're just taking advantage of me. Do you think you're a queen bee and I'm just a worker?
Play. I look after my child while also working at home. And I also do the housework.
Work? I don't know what sort of lie you're trying to spin there. All you do is play around using my son's money. What an audacious little thing you are to try and claim otherwise.
If you would only look after Tony, then I would be able to work more.
I hope you're joking, but that's not even funny. What a bad sense of humor you have.
What? But it's true.
You want me to look after that ugly spawn of yours? It is seriously the ugliest baby I've ever seen. I honestly doubt that that thing is even Harry's child. You were probably knocked up by some other guy that you met on the wrong side of town. Just the thought of that makes me sick.
Why do you have to say things like that? You're being so rude. What did I ever do to you? And believe me, if Harry wasn't the father, I wouldn't be here. And if I wasn't here, then you two would be in a very tight spot.
Tight spot? Just because you're not here? My, don't you think highly of yourself? I never wanted you to be here in the first place. Same with that spawn of yours too.
You need to stop wallowing in denial and just accept that this is how things are. Tony is your grandchild, but you shouldn't be harping on us. You need to talk to Harry as well. He's the one that needs to change.
Excuse me. I know you're not going to start criticizing my precious Harry now. Who's being rude?
He's already a full-grown adult. He's 30. I don't think it's appropriate to call him your precious anymore.
He's my son. I can call him whatever I want. You stay out of it. You didn't give birth to a boy, so you can't understand. A boy is the best thing that you can have. They are precious, and they will always be your child.
Only to you. As far as everyone else is concerned, he is an able-bodied citizen. At the very least, he needs to learn how to take care of himself. Right now, he can hardly even dress himself.
So what? His workplace doesn't have a dress code. He can wear whatever he wants. If his workplace doesn't say anything, then who are you to give your opinion?
That's what you think.
You. Is that your attitude? Caroline took you in. This is how you treat us. Karma is gonna come back and get you. Mark my words. You'll get what you deserve. Don't come crying to me when something bad happens to you.
I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, this conversation is going nowhere. We should just stop. It's time for Tony's bath anyway.
The next day.
Is this Flora?
Yes, it is. And who is this?
My name is Ina.
Sorry, but I don't know any Ina.
I'm so sorry.
What? Why are you apologizing?
I've been dating Harry. I'm so sorry.
You've been dating my husband? You're joking.
It's true, but I swear I didn't know that he had a wife and child. I would never have dated him if I knew.
Really now? Then, what do you want with me? Are you going to tell me to break up with him?
Of course I am, but that's not why I contacted you. I just wanted to apologize.
Well, that's not fair.
What do you mean by fair?
So you're just apologizing because you feel guilty about what you did. Did you think that would absolve you of everything?
I really am sorry. I never wanted to cheat. My father, he cheated on my mother multiple times when I was a child. I saw how my mother suffered. That's why when I found out that Harry was married, I just couldn't stay silent. I also want to warn you. Harry has been seeing other women as well. I'm not the only one.
What? Other women?
Yes, I was shocked too. I'm not his only girlfriend. I know this might be hard to hear, but I had to tell you.
Are you telling the truth? How do I know you're not just lying to me to scare me off so that you can be with him?
That's not what I'm trying to do. I have proof. That man is a pig. Even though you're his wife, it honestly feels like he's been cheating on me as well. And he's been cheating on both of us with others. I know that it really isn't my place to tell you all this, but I just couldn't let it keep happening.
Thank you for letting me know, I guess. I spent all day taking care of my child, so I don't have time to get out of the house. I didn't even suspect that he was cheating on me.
I really am so sorry. I have always been aware of how much pain my father caused me and my mother. I never wanted to be a part of what he did to us. But somehow I grew up to be involved in something just like it. I feel like I'm just as bad as he was. I can't express how truly and deeply sorry I really am.
You said that your name is Alan?
Yes, that's right.
Thank you for telling me the truth. For what it's worth, I do believe that your apology is genuine.
Thank you so much. Please let me extend my apologies to your child as well. I never wanted to hurt her, and I never wanted any child to go through what I went through.
If you have any photographic evidence, may I have it? I will forgive you if you give those pictures to me.
Yes, of course. I'll give them all to you.
Thank you for cooperating with me. I forgive you, so please stop torturing yourself over this. You seem like a good girl, and I know that you can find a much better man than a horrible pig like my husband. Free yourself from that relationship, and I hope that you can find a proper man. I wish you all the best.
Thank you for saying that. Again, I'm really sorry.
A few days later.
I'm done having leeches like you in my house and taking up my space. Hurry up and pack your things. Get out right now.
What? Are you serious right now?
I don't need you or your spa in my life. All I need is my son. We are fine without you. I've already filed for divorce, so you need to get out. Don't forget to take your spawn with you. Your leeching days are over.
Leeching? Your son is the only one who is leeching off of people.
I'm not interested in any more of your slander against my son. Just get out. Just get out.
And what do you mean you filed for divorce? How could you possibly have done that?
I found a divorce petition earlier today already signed. I just took the liberty of dropping it off for you.
Ah, you stole my thunder. I was looking forward to the day when I can file for divorce. Harry and I signed those papers way back along with our marriage certificate. We only got married because I got pregnant. I wanted to make sure that I had an escape route if things didn't work out, so it's part of our prenup. I had him sign divorce papers as well. That was the only way I was going to marry him.
Why on earth would you have wanted to do that? Why would you even want to divorce my beautiful son?
Why? That's such an easy answer. It's because he's a good-for-nothing leech. If he wanted to divorce me, he wouldn't be able to live the cushiony life that he has now. He tried his best to tie me down.
What are you even talking about? He supports you and your little brat.
You do know that he still hasn't given up on his music, right?
That's just a hobby. Said he plays a bit of music when he has some free time. What about it? That doesn't make him a bad person, and now you should call him a leech.
Oh, but you are so sadly mistaken. He is still hoping to make it big and live off of his music.
What? Live off of his music? What about his job? He leaves the house every day to go to work, doesn't he?
He doesn't. When he goes out every morning, he isn't going to work at some office. He's actually going to band rehearsals. You've seen his rocker outfits, right? No job would ever allow him to dress like that. So, did she really think that he was going to some office dressed like that?
Why not? Companies these days aren't as stiff as they used to be. People can wear whatever they want. But you're saying that he isn't working. That can't be true.
Maybe you'll believe me when I tell you how much he makes. He only brings home about $200 a month. And that would be considered a good month.
What? Only $200 a month?
Why, yes. He does live gigs on Friday nights. The rest of the week is spent rehearsing. Oh, and recently he started his own YouTube channel. After paying studio rental fees and other things, he's only left with $200.
It might be a small amount, but he's still getting paid. You need to apologize for calling him a leech.
That's it. That's what you chose to focus on. Don't you have anything else to say about him? About the way he is living?
Do you need to know what the definition of a leech is? A leech is a person that doesn't even contribute a single penny to the household, and they rely on others to live. But that isn't my son. He's contributing something, so he isn't a leech. Harry's out there working hard and trying to make his dream come true. That's admirable. He even able to bring money home while doing it.
He might be bringing that money inside the house, but it's definitely not going towards anything for the family.
What is he doing with it then?
He uses that money to pay for cigarettes instead. He said that he has to look like a rocker and act like a rocker. He claims the rockers have to smoke and that they can't vape because that isn't the rock life. The price of cigarettes has gone up every year. I'm sure you're aware of his smoking habits. He smokes a pack a day and he doesn't care where he does it. Even when Tony is in the same room as him, he still lights up.
I thought he only did that because this job causes him stress. But a lot of people smoke.
Nope. He only does it to look and act cool. He basically smokes the little money that he makes away. He's really good for nothing. But it really doesn't matter anymore because I don't have to deal with him from now on. He's not my problem anymore. I was only holding everything in for the sake of our daughter. But thanks to you, I don't have to do that anymore either.
Wait a minute.
Thank you so much, Naomi. You saved me. You talked a lot of smack about me, but at the very end, you did me a huge favor. Thank you. You saved me from going through all the trouble myself. You're going to be taking over the bill payments, right? Someone will need to pay the electric bill, the taxes, the phone bill, and buy all the food. Oh, and the rent, of course. You're going to be doing that from now on, right?
You were the one who has been paying all that?
Yes. Who else? Your son definitely doesn't make enough money to pay any of those. He doesn't have any money at all. I'm actually quite a successful writer. All I need to do is write articles during my free time and I can make $1,000 a week.
$1,000 a week?
Actually, I was in a pickle. I already achieved financial independence and my love for Harry had burned out a long time ago. I was going to file for divorce soon. I went to the shelf where I had put the divorce papers but was shocked when I couldn't find them. There. I thought I must have misplaced the envelope somewhere. Where did you find them?
They were underneath my mattress. I was changing my sheets and they just fell out like a little gift from God.
Oh, I see. Harry didn't want me to get a divorce, so he must have hidden them in your room. So not only did you find the papers for me, but you handed them over to the courthouse as well. Thank you very much for doing that. Now I will finally be able to be free.
Wait, just wait a second. Do you really intend on throwing my son away like that?
Yes, in a heartbeat. It might take a while for the divorce to be granted, but I don't see the reason why I should stay here any longer. My job here is done. Enjoy your life with your precious son. By the way, Harry has a gig this weekend, so he won't be back until tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, I'll be gathering my things and getting out of here by tonight.
No, you can't do that. Just listen to me for a second, Flora. I'm sorry for saying all those horrible things to you. I had no idea what was going on. So, could you please forgive me?
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to forgive you.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to forgive you. What? But I asked really nicely. I'm your mother-in-law, and I'm asking for forgiveness. How can you be so cold?
Because it's too late. And by the way, I'm going to be coming at him hard in the divorce proceedings. Expect the alimony to be substantial. Like $50,000 substantial. We're thinking of getting it up front as well. With his lifestyle, there's no guarantee that he'll be able to pay monthly.
$50,000? Are you crazy?
You called me a leech. All the while Harry was cheating on me with several women. I had to suffer from that. And on top of that, I was paying for everything. I was carrying a very heavy burden. My lawyer said that I can ask for pain and suffering compensation.
Lawyer? You talked to a lawyer already?
Of course. I couldn't find the divorce paper, so I had to contact a lawyer to help draw another one up. But again, thanks to you, you found the papers. I don't have to pay the lawyer for document fees. You saved me again.
Oh my goodness. What have I done? Harry's gonna be so mad when he finds out that I was the one that handed in the papers. I hate it when he gets mad. I can't get through once he has flown off the handle. You know how he gets when he's angry.
Oh, I definitely know. There's no stopping him when he gets angry. He just needs to burn himself out. I have been on the receiving end of his anger while you just go hide in your room. But the only way to calm him down a bed is with money.
Money? That's how you got him to stop his rampage.
Yes, there's no other way that would work.
How much does it cost?
Do you have any idea how much it costs for him to do his gigs? He needs to pay for transportation as well as clothes. It costs quite a bit, so my best advice for you is to not get him angry.
But I don't have any money. I don't have an income. I just live off of my pension.
Oh, and I haven't even thought about child support yet. I deserve that as well. Actually, Tony deserves that. And it's not like he's any kind of good influence, so I think she'll be much better off with the money than with him around.
How can you even say about that? You're so cold. You're evil. Don't you have any empathy at all?
Don't talk to me about empathy. You have been exploiting me ever since I got together with Harry. You haven't even shown me an inch of kindness since the beginning. This is karma coming back to get you. You reap what you sow.
After that.
In the end, Naomi achieved her desired outcome. She was able to live independently with her son. She quickly discovered that Harry was spending a significantly larger amount of money than she could have ever anticipated. Naomi had no other option but to end her retirement and take up a part-time position at a fast food establishment in order to contribute towards their expenses. She had envisioned a peaceful life after retiring, but her son's actions shattered that dream completely. She inadvertently contributed to the situation by indulging Harry excessively, leading to the current circumstances. She will bear the consequences of that mistake for the remainder of her existence. As for myself, witnessing the effects of excessive parental indulgence, I aspire to strike a harmonious balance between affection and firm guidance when raising my own daughter.
What's up with you, Joanna? Why did you suddenly spill red wine all over me? I just bought this new dress for the wedding today.
Shut up. You're useless to us. You're an eyesore, so I had to pour my wine on you. And you shouldn't even be here.
But I did what you asked. I got the things you wanted. You told me to get cigarettes during the wedding, so I did. I just got back from the nearest gas station.
Well, you came back too soon. I wanted you to be gone longer.
What do you mean? You always tell me to hurry up. Today is the CEO's wedding, so I didn't want to be away for too long. I thought it'd be wrong to be away from my seat, so I went quickly.
Why do you think I left the wedding? I wanted one less rival during the bouquet toss. But now that you're back, sending you out was pointless.
Oh, for the bouquet toss. Wait, you're trying to catch the bouquet today?
Of course I am. This year I'll turn 34. Before I become a single woman, I need to find a man to marry. That's why I want to catch the bouquet tossed by the CEO's wife. Grabbing it will bring me luck to find the man of my dreams this year.
So that's why you spilled wine on my new dress.
Well, this is a crucial moment in my life. This is my CEO's wedding, and everything today is significant. All of the company's employees are here, along with customers. Even younger CEOs from other companies I'm aiming at are present. I need to show off by catching that bouquet in front of them.
So that's what you want?
The main guy I'm eyeing is the young CEO of Better Life, our new business partner. When I first saw him, my heart raced. I knew I had to see what it'd be like to be married to him.
Marry him?
That's why. Once I catch that bouquet today, I'll get closer to him. I'm sure he'll see it all happen, and then I'll start my plan of talking to him. If I can get him to notice and talk to me, he'll be mine. Since I'm a strong adult woman, a younger man like him would love to marry me.
So that's the whole point of you trying to eliminate the competition? Sorry to say, tossing wine all over me isn't something I'll let you get away with. If you wanted me out of the bouquet toss, you should have talked to me face to face like a real adult.
Shut up! You're a useless woman. Since this wedding started, I could tell you'd be a problem for me. Even though you're lower in the company, you act like you're better. I won't let you think you can have that young CO instead of me. Since the start of this wedding, that young man has been watching me a lot. At first I thought he was becoming interested in me, but then I felt he was looking at you instead.
Is that so? I guess I never noticed him looking at me.
Well, that's because you're still young and naive. Not only can you never get anything done right, but even when asked to buy me cigarettes, you did it too quickly. If you grab the attention of my young man again, I'll reduce your pay.
What? There's no way you could get away with something like that. And I'm telling you, I'm not trying to get with that man.
Then, if you want me to trust you, leave this wedding. Especially now that you're covered in red wine, there's no point in you sticking around and ruining the vibe. A useless girl like you needs to go home. Having a disgusting subordinate like you head home is not a problem for the rest of us.
You better not mean any of that, you old hag.
Huh?
Whoops. I accidentally used a not-so-nice word to describe you there. But even using that word hasn't subsided any of my anger. I suppose I really am at my limit with you. I can see that recently you've been a bit rude around me. But to think that, on a day as important as this, you'd stoop so low. I can't believe you think you have the right to toss me out of my own dad's wedding.
Huh? Your own dad?
Today is the wedding of the CEO of the company I work for. But that also means today is the day of my dad's wedding. I had been looking forward to this day, but now you've gone and ruined that for me.
Huh? Wait just a second. What do you mean by your dad's wedding? Are you actually the daughter of this company's CEO?
Yes, I am his daughter. When I was born, my mom passed away during childbirth. Ever since then, my dad was a single father doing everything he could to raise me well. Running a huge company while caring for me was a tough task for him. Thankfully, after all that, he has finally found another woman to marry. As his only child, I was looking forward to celebrating that for him. But because of you, Jonah, everything is ruined.
You're lying, right? I never heard from anyone that you were the CEO's daughter.
Well, my dad told a lot of top-level people to keep it quiet and let me do my job like everyone else. Being known as the CEO's daughter would have created unnecessary stress. So, from a young age, it was made sure that I was raised with the best education. But all I wanted was a job here and to be treated the same as everyone else for the time being.
Are you serious then?
So, I ask that even though you know about me being his daughter now, keep it a secret from everyone else. If you can do that for me, then I'll keep you spilling wine all over me a secret between us.
Wait, really?
Don't get the wrong idea about this, okay? This is all to make sure that my dad's wedding is not ruined today. If everyone learned that the CEO's daughter had wine intentionally spilled on her, it would make this one of the worst days of my dad's life.
Oh, well,
all I have to do is get myself into a new dress. Now I'm going to get myself a new dress to change into. Since that will take me some time, I won't be able to take part in the bouquet toss. So go ahead and try with all your might to grab that bouquet.
1 week later. Hey, Emily. If you have time, what do you think about getting lunch together today? I actually have a restaurant that I'd really like to go and eat at.
Why are you asking me that out of nowhere? You never once invited me out to lunch before. And where did calling me a useless subordinate go?
Oh, come on now. Since when did I ever call you a useless subordinate, Emily? I would never call someone as important as my coworker something like that.
Ha!
Well, once you finish up whatever work you have this morning, give me a call or text. I'll do my best to match my timing with you, and we can both go out to eat. But I wonder if the restaurant I want to go to will be okay. It's going to be one of those general lunch places that everyone goes to during work, so that doesn't seem fit for the CEO's daughter.
I really want to know what's going on here. If you're trying to get on my good side now, you're too late. Just because of that wedding doesn't mean everything you did to me in the past has disappeared.
What? I'm not trying to get on your good side. I just want you and me to have a little time together since I'm your boss.
Well, if that's the case, I'd rather not worry about any of that. And anyway, I'm already eating my lunch as we speak.
Huh. Oh, is that right? Then I guess I'll take my lunch now and come see you. Can you tell me where you're eating right now?
No, thank you. I don't want you here.
Well, if you're going to be that cold, I'll tell you the truth. I actually have something I'd like to talk to you about. I have a small problem going on, and leaving it as is will make it hard for me to focus on my work. So, I need to talk to a splendid subordinate like you about everything that's bothering me.
You have a problem?
If I'm unable to focus on my tasks and do my best with my work, this company could face some problems, right? And that would make your dad very upset about the state of his company. As the daughter of the CEO and my subordinate, I'd appreciate it if you could listen to me.
Well, if that's all you want, tell me now. I'm not interested in having lunch together with you.
Come on. You're being too stubborn, Emily. I'm just asking you to hear me out about a couple of things. But if you say you'll listen now, I guess that'll do. What I want to ask from you is that you become my Cupid to help me with my love.
Huh. And what does that mean?
I'd like you to help me get even closer to the young CEO of Better Life. I never caught that bouquet at the wedding last week, so I never had a chance to get close to him then. But if the daughter of this company's CEO becomes my friend, then I might have a chance. So, to ensure that he and I can become a couple, come and help me.
Huh.
At that wedding for your dad last week, he and that young CEO seemed to get along really well. So, there's no way, as his daughter, you can't help me get closer to that guy. I'd like to ask that, using your influence, you help introduce me to a man like him. And in that way, you'll be helping me get married to him.
I will not help you in any way with that.
What, Emily?
If you had some issue related to work, I wouldn't mind helping.
but I have no interest in your private life. You are free to be upset about whatever happens at home, but when you're in the office, you should be focused on your work at hand.
Hey, hold on, Emily. What do you think you're doing saying no to your boss's request?
With what you had just been asking from me, there was no relation to us being boss and subordinate.
Huh? You stop right there. I am asking for your hand in all of this, so don't think you can talk back to me. I don't care that you are the CEO's daughter. You cannot speak to me that way.
I'm not acting this way because I'm his daughter, though.
You are. You're acting like a stuck-up jerk right now because of your status. Listen, Emily. Even if you are the daughter of the man that runs this company, you are still my subordinate, and I can ask what I want from you. And I'm sure you understand that you must always do what your boss asks from you. If you don't want me to go back to the days of me calling you useless, then you'd better listen to me. I want you to use your influence as the CEO's daughter to make sure that I meet the love of my life and marry him.
No, you don't have any rights to force me to do that. I won't goodbye.
The next day.
Even if she were to show you to me, I'd never go out with someone like you.
Huh?
I wonder who is really abusing their status right now. You're the one using your position as boss to ask your subordinate to help you with a personal issue outside the company. As her older brother, I will not let you keep doing this to Emily.
Oh, older brother. You're Emily's older brother then? In other words, you're the son of the CEO then.
I am also the CEO of Better Life. Thank you so much for attending my father's wedding last week. And I also want to thank you for looking after my sister as she began working within that company.
What that? So you're the young CEO from Better Life?
And for whatever reason, I can see that you are really interested in me. But I'm sorry, I will never be going out with you in any way.
Huh.
I'm not really fond of people that call my sister a useless subordinate, as well as doing other unjust things as she's trying to get her work done.
Wait a minute, Edwin. Oh, I think there might be a bit of confusion. I was just having a more personal conversation with Emily. She's a crucial team member to me, and I felt it was important to communicate on a more human level.
Oh, so you were talking to her on a personal level?
Absolutely. Besides, you and I haven't had the opportunity for a face-to-face chat yet, have we? I believe your opinion of me might change once you get to know the real me. If we were to share a meal, I'm confident you'd reconsider your earlier statements.
You seem quite self-assured, don't you?
Well, I've often been complimented on my looks for someone in their 30s. I'm convinced someone as youthful and active as you would find me rather captivating. And during your father's wedding last week, didn't you observe me frequently? I sensed a bit of a connection between us, didn't you?
Back then, I wasn't actually focused on you. My attention was solely on my younger sister throughout the event. So there weren't any feelings on my part toward you during that time.
Oh.
I frequently discuss work matters with my sister. She often seeks my advice on her professional relationship with you, complaining about feeling undervalued and being assigned less desirable tasks by you. When she assisted you with a project, you'd often attribute any mistakes to her. That toxic attitude of yours is quite apparent.
None of that ever occurred between us. It's possible that Emily is a bit confused about the situation. I don't engage in bullying my subordinates like that, Edwin.
If that's the case, then stop thinking about dating me and refrain from bothering my sister about anything other than work. Ensure that the tasks you assign her align with her responsibilities and nothing more. I'll be heading out now. I just wrapped up a pleasant lunch with Emily and need to return to my responsibilities.
1 hour later. Hold on, what did you do? It seems like that young man now dislikes me. Why did you have to divulge details about our past interactions?
I didn't do anything wrong. I sought his advice in dealing with you. It's true that you consistently labeled me as useless and expressed frustration over mistakes I made while handling your tasks.
Enough with your excuses. Remember, you're still my subordinate, and you have no right to talk back to me. Got it? Go and explain to him how you messed up and lied about our past interactions. Convince him that I'm an outstanding boss and an impressive woman so that he'll warm up to me again. If you fail to do that, I'll have no choice but to terminate your employment.
Terminate me?
Your familial ties with the CEO won't shield you from consequences. Since no one else is aware of your background, Being dismissed won't make much of a ripple. If you find my managerial style unbearable, I can expedite your departure.
I must inquire how many individuals have fallen victim to your arbitrary firings. I regret to inform you, Joanna, that your oppressive tactics won't go unchallenged anymore.
Hello.
I've been privy to conversations among other staff members. Stories circulate about those working under you, either leaving voluntarily or being ousted within a short span. With the company scrutinizing your department closely, it might be wise for you to consider an exit strategy.
What on earth are you talking about, Emily?
Don't insinuate that I derive pleasure from terminating my subordinates.
But isn't that precisely what happens? You seem to enjoy pushing people to their limits, criticizing them relentlessly, and then dismissing them when it suits you. If you attempt to wriggle out of this, rest assured, I've compiled all the evidence required.
Evidence?
When I delved deeper into conversations with some coworkers and employees, they shared everything about your conduct. However, I won't forgive you for your misconduct within my dad's company. Despite enduring your name, calling, and being pushed into difficult situations, I managed to gather enough evidence to ensure you won't get away with it again.
What kind of evidence could you have? You've already chosen to be fired by me, so no one higher up will listen to you. I'm sure that evidence isn't significant anyway.
Nobody has been fired or quit yet, so there are still plenty of ears ready to listen. Ah, and did I mention I spoke with those you fired before? They all provided me with juicy evidence regarding the things you did to them.
What did you say?
I can't believe I was able to gather all this evidence because, given our history, you would have tarnished the company's image. So I've concluded that the only way to rectify this within your department is to have you fired.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, have me fired? I'm one of the big players within this company. I contribute significantly to many sales and customer-related aspects.
But you always delegated your work to subordinates, so perhaps they were the ones truly driving results for the company. All the evidence I've collected will be presented to Hare and they'll evaluate your actions. I'll also inform my dad about this. I'll even ask him to expedite your departure.
You're lying, right?
You know very well that your actions within the company were not acceptable. So please start preparing your things in that office for when the time comes for you to leave. I am sure that by next week, the decision will be made.
You can't just do this to me. Why do I have to be the one to leave this company? All I did was get rid of subordinates that I couldn't use. Actually, if anything, it's because of them always making mistakes that I had to put in more work to correct them all. You should be thankful that I did all of that.
You really are self-centered about everything? Even after being exposed like this, you're trying to make it seem as though you did the right thing all those times. I might have to show my brother all of this evidence as well later on.
I know what I did was not right for you. I hope you can generously forgive me. I will dedicate my entire life to the company, working to ensure its continuous growth. Above all, I will respect those below me in the hierarchy. And just after that, I was called up to her dad's office, where she was told to never come back to the office ever again. Then, after the company made their final decision the following week, I had to come back in and explain everything while crying. I then followed up by saying that I was so proud to be her boss, and asked that they please let me continue her work with me. Of course my father and everyone agreed with her, saying that she was the best. But then they continued to fire me, and I had to leave the offices for good. This is a very important lesson for me. I had to pay for my mistakes. Looking down on those subordinates is an unforgivable act. I will spend the rest of my life making amends for the wrongs I have committed. Where are you, Mom? I just got home, and there's no one here. Is it all right if I make pasta? I know you all like it a lot, but I couldn't ignore the laundry. I was already running late for a client appointment.
You could have rescheduled. It's not like you're making millions, Alice. Don't bother cooking. We're going out to eat. We're celebrating.
What are we celebrating, Mom?
If you took the time to spend with the family instead of being on your computer all day, you would know that your brother got a promotion.
Really? That's wonderful.
Yes, he viewed a house a few days ago, and we love it.
Why are we moving out when our house is perfectly fine at the moment?
Because your brother just got a promotion and a significant pay increase. I won't have to do any part-time work anymore.
Do you think we should wait until he has worked in that position for a while before deciding to move? Besides, it'll take days to move. You should have told me so, that I could have organized it for you.
There's no need for that. You're not moving in with us.
What the hell?
Yes, you're not moving in with us. You're staying. The house is big enough for you. The rest of us are upgrading.
You're leaving me alone? What about Ariel? Is she going with you too?
Yes, of course. She's coming with us because she has potential, unlike you. Your hardworking brother has made new friends among the rich and elite in this town.
But Lily, I don't want to stay alone. You're my family.
You're so naive. It's like you're not even my child. Let me be straightforward. Our family is now in a different class. We cannot have someone like you tarnishing our image.
This is all happening so quickly. Why would you do that?
Because you're not that successful. You work on a commission basis and barely make enough to cover rent every month. But hey, you should thank us because now you won't have to pay rent. Take the house and anything in it as a parting gift.
So you were ashamed of me?
Have you seen how you dress? Even your 17-year-old sister Ariel dresses better than you. You dress like a peasant. You have no style and no class, so we cannot let you ruin our image before we even become part of this community. It's like you're not even my child.
If you feel that way, fine. I want to let you know that I have just made a big acquisition and things are looking up for me. But it's fine.
What do you mean by that, girl?
You don't even have to know. About 3 weeks later. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. I just wanted to know if you wanted to come for dinner at the house. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I know Lily is not talking to me, but I don't want to fight with her.
Why do you keep on trying, Alice?
Why would you say that?
Take a hint.
Okay, I will take a hint. Ever heard of do not burn your bridges?
What do you mean by that?
I mean that nothing is as it seems, Charlie. Enjoy your new posh house while it lasts.
Oh, really? So you're telling me that you're going to miraculously make it in, 10 years? And then we're going to be begging you to help us? That only happens in fairy tales, so wake up.
Wow, I never knew you would be this cruel. I knew that you were a jerk, but this is another level. You know that you're only the favorite because you're making money, right? You do remember that this is the same woman who raised us? Just wait until she messes up your life like she messed up her own.
Shut up.
What? You don't want to be reminded of the truth that our mom is a flake? You know, it's great that you're the one who was stuck with her. At least she will not mess with my success.
What success? If you're successful, then I'm a fool. You're just sour because you weren't living in a house with a balcony and a view. Heated water in all the rooms. It's perfect.
I revoked my invitation for dinner.
You're not one of us, so stop trying.
Yeah, I'm not one of you, and we don't owe each other favors. A couple of days later.
Well, this is strange. This is a number that our agent gave us. Are you the assistant of the owner of the house?
No, I am the owner of the house.
This prank is not funny.
You didn't read the fine print when you rented out the house, did you?
No way.
The thing is, you never asked me questions about what I did exactly. You looked down on me, and I let you. I did what my father always told me to do, play the fool to fool the fool.
No, it does not make sense. These houses are so expensive. Was this the huge deal that you signed?
Let me explain it to you like you're a child. I work for a company that takes run-down houses and turns them into luxury homes. This house you're living in used to be rubble. It was destroyed in a fire, and the owner was selling the land for a very low price, so I bought it.
Oh, really? With what?
My savings. I've been saving up for years, so that I could buy myself a house.
When did this happen?
Not so long ago. I had to give up a lot of luxuries in my life to make sure that I could restore the house. And I did. My agent told me that she had gotten tenants, so I approved everything. Never checked or could even imagine that you guys were the ones who moved into the house. That is, of course, until a few days later. I was going to shut up and take the money until your son pissed me off a couple of days ago. He told me that I could never make it. He had no idea that I made it. I just did not boast like he does. I put my head down, and I work.
You increased the rent by 10. How can you do that without notice?
I did.
I don't think that this is legal.
Yes, it is. Have you checked the kind of area that you stay in? Besides, I had the right to increase the rent. You guys were overusing the water and electricity for people who want to act classy.
But we are your family. How could you charge us rent? You should have told me when you got the house so that we could move in.
I am glad that I did not. I'm not like your puppy Charlie, who is so desperate for your approval that he would let go of his self-respect.
I need proof of this. This is a prank. You're a very bad daughter. I am your mother.
I am your family. You said it yourself. It's all business. A day later.
Did you receive the letter from my lawyer? We want our deposit, and we want to move out.
I'm sorry, but you cannot. The lease is for 6 months, so you have to stay. Otherwise, you can pay me the penalty at 50, and you can move out.
I'm not giving you money for anything.
Here I was thinking that you're Mr. Hotshot Executive. What a joke you are.
You are not going to get away with this. Oh, and we want you out of the house. Since you want to be rich, now you can afford your own house.
I'm sorry, but you can't do that.
Why can I not do that?
I own this house just as much as Ariel does, so I have every right to be staying here.
It won't take me long to find a loophole, and you'll be out like the trash that you are.
I don't think calling your landlady trash is the right move right now. Make sure your rent is on time. A couple of days later.
Where are you?
I went out with friends.
No way! You don't have any friends!
I do. Well, I made friends after you guys moved out. Turns out that I have a lot of free time once I have no one badgering me to take care of them every 2 minutes. I had no idea how much you guys took up my time until you left.
I need some stuff from the garage.
Oh, that stuff. It's in storage. I cleaned out the garage for my art studio.
Since when did you even like art?
I don't know, bro. Maybe I've been finding myself because I don't have the pressure of my family.
Anyway, I don't care. Just give me the details of the storage locker.
Later that week. Hey, girl, I hope you got home safe.
It was so nice to meet you. It's funny that Charlie never mentioned you. He said you only had one sister.
Oh, he must have mentioned it in passing, but it was nice to meet you. It's a pity that he has never brought you to the house to meet us. We would like to meet you.
Well, he says that he loves me, but I don't know. With what my friend says, I find it hard to know if he's genuine or not.
Oh, dear, I'm so sorry about that. He has always been like that as a child, but I'm sure that there is nothing he's hiding from you. He must be waiting for the right time.
Yeah, I hope that we get engaged soon. I mean, does it matter that my father is the CEO?
Of the company that my brother works for.
Yeah, never mind. I had too many mimosas, and now I'm talking a lot.
No, girl, you can trust me.
Like he was always complaining about the fact he's not making enough money. So I got my dad to give him a promotion. Now I'm just waiting for him to propose.
I'm sure that he will soon. A couple of days later. Hey, do you know that Charlie has a girlfriend?
What? My Charlie?
There's no way he has a girlfriend. He knows that I approve of all the girls that he sees. I cannot have ugly grandkids. If only you could see his girlfriend. She's the epitome of gorgeous. I saw the two of them ring shopping. I was so excited for you and thought to congratulate you on the new member of the family.
I don't know why he's keeping things from me, but it's fine. I'm sure that she's a good enough girl. And you, why do you feel the need to gossip? Are you not preoccupied with your endless partying?
I won't tolerate you meddling with my life like that.
Oh, really? I'm not going to poke around your life when you're embarrassing yourself. Since when have you dated women? I did not raise you like that.
I'm glad you've cut me off from your life. So you cannot be disappointed in me twice. Focus on your son, who is keeping secrets from you.
What is her name?
I don't have to tell you.
If you reveal her name to me, I will give you the gold necklace your grandmother left me.
I thought you were going to give it to Ariel.
It looks better with your neck.
Her name is Aurora, black hair and brown eyes.
Good. You don't need to do much else.
A day later. Congratulations! I heard they're going to be the main speaker at the company gala.
Why do you even care about that?
Well, someone I work with was invited, and I saw that you were on the guest list. I guess I just want to say congratulations. Why can I not say that to my brother?
You're going to say that this is another thing that I stole from you?
It's very funny that you would mention that. Now, I don't think that you had to step over me to get it this time.
I can read between the lines. You don't think that I deserve it.
So your internal thoughts are haunting you. You don't need to validate them. So who is the ring going to?
What do you mean?
You took the ring from the storage. Who is the girl?
Since when have we ever discussed one another's love lives?
Nothing much. Just interested in knowing who that blonde girl you have been sneaking around with is.
Who told you about Dora?
See, I've been getting to know a lot of people, and people talk, especially when they're inebriated. I met Dora a few weeks back, and what a coincidence it was that she's dating my very own brother, Charlie. I hope that you two do not cheat in relationships like you do in real life.
What are you talking about?
How about you and Lily blew my inheritance so that you could study overseas when you could have studied in this country and paid normal fees? So then I had to work so hard to get a scholarship, and I couldn't even do what I wanted to do.
Stop blaming me for your failure.
I never had anything easy while you always had it handed to you. I don't find it fair.
Well, life's about to be even more fair for me. I'm about to, let's just say, get a new position.
What do you mean?
Keep your eye on the papers. I'm sky high now.
Alice and Lily. So, did you see her?
Yes, she is gorgeous. Oh, and thank you so much for letting me know about her.
You approved of her, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
But what about what he said about mixing?
I think they'll make beautiful biracial babies.
The relationship is new. I don't think they're thinking of having babies yet.
Oh, just cut it out. I spoke to Charlie about the girl. She is a step closer to one day being the CEO of the company.
But your views?
I can smile on her face as long as we're elevated. I see you want me to go find her, go to the launch, and make a scene. I would have probably told her to stay away from my son, but it was not easy once I found out that her dad was a CEO. So I told my son to marry her.
He proposed?
He's going to.
No, he should not, Lily. You cannot let him do this.
Your plan is foiled. He's getting married to the CEO's daughter and promoting his job.
Of course. He always gets everything, even when he has to lie and cheat his way up to the top. You must stop enabling him.
What do you mean by that?
You act like you don't see his true character, but you do. Your son is not a good person and is not ready for marriage.
Quit speaking nonsense and focus on your own life. You said that you have been enjoying your life since we left you, right? Well, then go back to that and stop trying to ruin your brother's life. What has he ever done to you?
What has he not done? The two of you stole my inheritance money. You two crushed my dreams.
Oh, come on. So you're still uncomfortable about that?
You know what? I hope the girl realizes that he is not a genuine person and runs. A couple of days later.
I assume that you've seen the announcement of my engagement.
You're lying to the poor girl, Charlie. Have you no shame? She loves you so much.
As you would know, since you've taken a great interest in my life. I like Aurora. She's done a lot for me, and now she'll be my wife.
You don't love her. You're using her.
How would you know that? By the way, I'm getting married within the month. You're welcome to attend the wedding, as long as you don't cause a scene.
Fine. I'll be there. That is, if there even is a wedding.
What are you trying to say?
Maybe she'll realize who you are before then.
If you tell her anything about Dora, I will not have any mercy on you. I'll forget that we're even siblings.
Don't worry, I'm not going to meddle. You're going to mess this up all on your own.
I doubt it. Just accept that you've lost. You're still alone in that house while I'm going to great heights.
So you really think that by marrying her, you'll become the CEO?
Well, I'm very hardworking, and her father likes me. So would it be crazy for me to dream?
You don't deserve to succeed under such means. Surely there's someone else that deserved this.
Like who, Aurora? Oh, that would be the day before her father allowed a woman to be CEO.
So you're going to be the trophy husband. You and her father are probably rotten. A couple of hours later.
Why did you lie to me about your relationship with your brother?
What do you mean?
He told me everything about how you betrayed the family.
I did no such thing.
I was your friend. I thought we had each other's back.
We do. That is why I'm going to ask you not to marry my brother.
Why? He loves me.
You can marry any guy, but do not marry him because he's not genuine.
He says that you have always been jealous of him.
Meet with me and I'll explain.
Okay?
A couple of hours later.
I heard all that you said, and it does not sound like him. So I'm going to marry him.
I tried to help you, so please believe me, Aurora. A couple of weeks later, hey, I just wanted to say that you can cancel the lease anytime you want.
Why are you letting us go that easily? I thought you enjoyed being a landlady.
I don't want to be associated with you guys anymore. Once you leave the house, then there is no more relationship between us.
What about the penalty?
No need for that. I accept the defeat. I cannot save the people who do not want to be saved.
We will always win. I'm glad that you accept that.
Well, while I'm not going to be the person to expose you, just know that one day it will all blow up in your face.
Even if it does, you will still be that poor ugly girl that I let stay with me. I should have given you up for adoption.
I wish that you had. At least I wouldn't have to grow up with your addiction.
Do not think that losing you will hurt me. I still have Ariel, who is beautiful and much better than you.
Okay, good for you. You can move out at the end of the month.
That lines up perfectly. I'm sure that our new daughter-in-law would not mind us moving into her mansion. As for the house, I like to transfer it to you, so you can finally shut up about the inheritance money.
I have no problem doing that. It will mean that we're even.
Okay, we'll talk to my lawyers. We can meet later in the week and finalize business.
The day of the wedding. Have you moved out your stuff?
We'll need a day after the wedding to move the stuff out, and then we'll leave.
Good. I hope that you left the place in good condition. I think that we're even now.
Good. Now you can leave my love life alone.
Yes, I will. It is yours to lose.
I won't lose it. I got the jackpot, and I think I'm the winner in this case. Don't you think?
Pride always comes before the fall.
In this case, it is the rise. We're about to rise to another level that I hadn't even imagined before, while you'll be left in the dust.
Later that day.
I thought you said you were going to leave my love life alone.
Yes, I did.
Then why the hell did she dump me?
Ah, she investigated. She is much smarter than I thought.
What do you mean by that?
I told her everything a month ago, and she did not believe it. But then I guess she got very suspicious over the course of the month. Let me guess, you did not stop seeing Dora?
Oh, why the hell did you speak to her?
She's my friend, and I did not like the way you were using her.
So you decided to mess everything up now. She's dumped me in front of everyone and called me a liar. Now what the hell am I supposed to do?
You were supposed to be packing all your clothes because you have to be out of my house by tomorrow.
No way!
Oh, yes. The next morning. Have you finally managed to move all of your stuff out?
I'm sorry, but we need one more day.
Okay, I can grant you one more day. I'm not cruel.
So, you had it all planned out?
Of course I did. After you accepted the relationship, even though I was sure that you wouldn't, I decided to come up with another way to save Aurora from you and your son's greediness.
We're not greedy. We just wanted a better life.
You already had a good life, Mom. You just got greedy.
That is all your brother's fault. He was juggling too many things at once. He should have stopped things with that Dora girl.
Yes, it is his fault, but it is your fault too.
What do you mean?
He doesn't know how to form a healthy relationship because his mother was always juggling different men.
We do not speak about the past.
You might not want to speak about it, but it is true.
Just leave me alone. You won, okay? You outsmarted us.
Okay, I'll consider myself motherless.
But we are your family.
You told me to leave you alone, so I shall do so. Be out of my house by tomorrow, or else I'll have to call security to escort you out.
You wouldn't do that to us.
Oh, but I would. We are no longer family. You chose Charlie over me, and that hurt, so live with it.
Wow, you are cruel.
I learned it from the best, you. Ariel is now staying with me, while my mother and brother are staying in a dingy flat on the bad side of town. Due to what he did, his reputation is tarnished, so my brother cannot get a decent job at any company. He now has a very low-paying job. Aurora and I are still very good friends. In fact, she has just been announced TO of her father's company. Should I have given my mom and my brother a second chance, or do they rightfully deserve the harsh fate they got?
What do you think? Henry is about to marry.
What? Seriously? I had no idea, but that's great news for him. Congratulations to him. But I have a feeling it's a little early. He's still quite young.
Right? In contrast to your useless self. You're approaching 30 and still can't find a girl to marry.
Marriage is not required for a happy existence. Besides, don't you think the term useless goes a little too far?
That's a pitiful reason. And you're very useless in comparison to Henry. You didn't even attend college, and now you're stuck with a low-wage minimum wage job.
Can you please stop saying that? I'm not a low-class person because I work in a factory. It isn't even the minimum pay.
But it's a lousy job. At least Henry is attending college. As a result, he is already more successful than you could ever be.
Isn't he even working full-time? He has a part-time job.
He's going to establish his own business. That's what he told me the other day. So, if he worked full-time, he wouldn't have time to arrange things.
Are you certain about that? I believe he should have attempted to save some money ahead of time.
He's all right. He is still quite young. He's getting married, and I'm confident he'll be bringing me my first grandchild shortly. He's a wonderful son. He is everything I dreamed for and more. Unlike someone.
Are you referring to me?
Who else would I be referring to? I have only 2 sons.
I'm not sure what you're saying, but I've been assisting you in my own manner as well. I've been sending you $1,000 every month for the last 10 years. That's how Henry was able to attend college in the first place.
Why are you behaving as if $1,000 is a large sum of money? $1,000 is nothing to you.
Are you serious? I began working at the age of 20 and have been giving it to you every month since. I couldn't afford to take care of myself at first, but I kept sending money to you. I also sent money to Henry when he was in middle school.
To be honest, I don't care about that anymore.
It is still important to me. That's a lot of money I'll never see again.
Henry stated that his fiancée is the daughter of a well-to-do family.
Is this true? That's wonderful.
Henry is fantastic. I'm overjoyed for him. He is all a mother could ask for. He claims to be arranging a spectacular wedding as well. I couldn't really expect anything less from him. He is, after all, my son.
I'm thrilled for Henry, but in case you didn't know, I'm also your son.
I did not inquire. Please refrain from bringing up irrelevant topics. In any case, he's marrying a girl from an affluent family. Oh, and please don't attend the wedding.
What precisely do you mean? I have no idea where that came from. I wish to attend my younger brother's wedding.
As I have stated, you are uneducated. That is embarrassing. I don't want to be seen in your presence. It would be extremely embarrassing if guests at the wedding discovered you were my son. Henry is my sole child, as far as they are aware.
You still refer to me as uneducated? I knew you didn't like where I worked, but do you have to look at me like that? His fiancée is unlikely to care where I work. It's also not that horrible. You're just biased.
She might not be concerned, but I am. The last thing I want is for you to throw the family name into disrepute in such a prominent position. There will be a large number of people present, including her parents.
Are you sure? What am I doing to bring shame to my family? At the very least, I'm employed. Stop being so self-important.
I'm always dead serious. Factory work is filthy and disgusting. Why couldn't you get a job as a manager somewhere?
Are you not thankful for what I've done for you? In addition to the money, I would help you pay your bills.
Why should I be grateful? I don't recall you ever caring for me. Stop acting all haughty because the money you sent every month barely covered the cost of groceries.
It appears that you have lost interest in me. Not that you ever did. I'll reconsider attending the wedding. I'll need to speak with Henry about that.
There is nothing to say. I've already instructed you not to come. What's so difficult to grasp about that?
I never imagined my mother would tell me not to attend my brother's wedding. We were supposed to be a family, I thought. So, you're planning a wedding? Mom just informed me. Congrats! This must be quite exciting for you.
The news spread quickly. I intended to surprise you with an invitation card.
You didn't have to surprise me. But if you're going to send me an invitation card, you must be planning to invite me, right?
What? Of course, you're invited. You're my brother. I'd want to see you there.
That's good to hear, but my mother has informed me that she does not want me to come. Working in a factory, perhaps, would bring shame to the family.
So, I suppose she has a point. To be honest, working in a factory isn't the best job there is. I'd be embarrassed to say I worked there.
You're on her side? Come on, I didn't believe you'd agree with her. But, in any case, are you set financially for the wedding?
Why do you care?
Are you going to have your fiancée utilize her family's money? I realize you can't afford a lavish wedding. Is Mom aware of this?
Don't be concerned about it. I'm confident that I'll figure it out.
What is it? What about your fiancé's reaction? That is a significant financial load for her and her family.
I don't think it's that difficult. She is also unable to pay for it.
What precisely do you mean?
You aren't the one getting married, therefore you don't have to be concerned. Will you ever marry? Don't forget about the gift money, by the way. I'm hoping for the best.
What?
I'd like you to offer me a large sum of money as a gift. Despite the fact that you work in a factory, I know you can afford it. Could you perhaps donate some money to your only younger brother? You can, right? You definitely will.
I mean, I was going to bring you some money as a gift in the first place. But my mother warned me not to come, so.
To be honest, you can brush that aside and ignore her. You know she's the type of person that says whatever she wants.
She appears to be able to think whatever she wants. I think she has the wrong impression of you.
I suppose so, but in the end, it's irrelevant to me. Allow her to think what she wants. In any case, remember to bring my gift money. I don't have many friends or co-workers who can bring me things. I may also ask a number of our family to contribute to my wedding fund.
Do you think that's correct? Are you really okay with throwing your wedding using money borrowed from relatives? I believe you should not attempt to toss anything out of your reach. Small weddings can also be very wonderful.
Keep in mind the gift money.
Are you even paying attention? I'm sure Mom won't appreciate you begging our relatives for money.
Henry's wedding is tomorrow. You're not coming, are you? You should not come.
Why do you keep bringing this up? I accepted Henry's invitation, so I'll be there. He'd be upset if I didn't go. It's his wedding, so I don't see why you should have any say in who attends or does not attend.
Please excuse me? You're not paying attention to what I'm saying, are you? I told you you couldn't come. What a rebellious young man you are.
Even if you keep telling me that I can't just show there and not do anything. As I already stated, he would be furious.
How many times do I have to tell you how much you shame our family? You indicate a low-wage, minimum-wage job. You're single. You don't even own a house. Never show me your face again. And please don't tell anyone we're related.
Do you truly disregard everything I've done for you over the last 10 years? I've made numerous sacrifices for this family. And all that matters to you is your image.
Oh, yes. What does it matter?
It appears that I have squandered both my time and money. I wasted so much time mailing money to someone who didn't even acknowledge it.
Everything you accomplish is a waste since you're such an inept man. You can't even find work. I no longer regard you as my son. You are nothing more than a useless piece of trash.
Okay. I get what you mean.
I don't recall the pocket change you always send over being particularly useful. As if $1,000 were capable of accomplishing anything. It's humiliating for you because you're just a middle-class factory worker. You should not attend your brother's wedding.
I won't.
I'm also breaking ties with you.
Whatever. So we're strangers from now on. I'm not going to the wedding, so relax.
Thank God. Don't ever speak to me again, Silas.
Gladly. I also don't want you to talk to me. Tell Henry the First said congratulations.
Henry is visibly unhappy. What is the issue?
What? I thought I told you I didn't want to talk to you anymore.
He became enraged when I informed him that you would not be attending the wedding. Why would he be upset? Isn't it self-evident that you shouldn't come? Isn't he also embarrassed?
What do you want from me? It doesn't matter, because Henry obviously wanted me to come. But, as you expected, I will not. That's something I've previously told him. If he's upset, it's your fault. I'll also cease sending you money.
What? You are going to stop? Why would you do that?
Obviously. Isn't it you who wish to sever ties? That implies I have no obligation to send you any money. Isn't this what you were hoping for? We don't need to prolong this discussion.
What do you mean you're not going to spend the money? I don't recall ever stating you could.
You are not required to tell me what I am or am not capable of doing. I said it because I wanted to aid my family. But we're no longer family because you severed our relationships. I have no plans to send you anything. That should have been obvious.
You have no right to talk to your own mother in that manner.
Oh, you want to act as though we're family now? As previously said, you are the one who severed ties. This was to be expected. I was meant to give Henry a present, but since I'm not going to the wedding, I'm not doing so. That is most likely why he is unhappy.
What exactly is it? What does that have to do with anything?
If I do not give him the gift money, he will most likely be unable to pay for the wedding venue.
What are you talking about?
I've loaned him a substantial sum of money, but he has yet to repay any of it. I intended to make this money gift to him the last time I sent him anything, so I would send him a higher sum than normal. But, however, it appears that I won't have to worry about it now that I won't be attending the wedding. I'm not required to give him anything.
Wait a minute. Why is Henry so reliant on your money? Isn't he marrying a wealthy woman? He doesn't require your idiotic present.
His fiancée's family appears to have already disowned her.
What did you say?
She was apparently abusing her parents' money, so they kicked her out. But I believe she assumed they'd forgive her in the end, so she wasn't too concerned. She invited them to the wedding and is presumably hoping to reconcile with them.
If that's the case, there shouldn't be any issues, right?
There is an issue.
What exactly is it?
It means he can't rely on his fiancée's parents for financial support. Especially not for the wedding. Because his fiancée was evicted for spending her parents' money. Her parents would never pay for her wedding. Does it make sense to you yet? She won't be able to obtain financial support from her family, which is why Henry asked me to give him a huge sum of money. His savings account is completely depleted. His fiancée is unemployed and does not have her own money.
Really? But isn't he working? Why is he in such predicament?
Yes, he works, although it is only a part-time job. He's been talking about creating his own company, but it's all just talk. Don't you see?
What exactly do you mean?
He attended college, although he missed the majority of his classes. You're probably aware that he dropped out in his second year.
What? That's insane. He was scheduled to graduate the next year.
That is why he hasn't been able to find a full-time work. Another explanation is that he hasn't been trying, so he's been sitting at home playing video games. He doesn't appear to be attempting to leave on his own, does he?
That is not possible. That isn't feasible. Henry would never do that.
You can try to deny it all you want, but it won't change the facts. By whining to me about it, nothing will change. Why not ask him?
I can't believe Henry was like that. My Henry. I assumed he was a good student. He didn't finish college?
Good students? In middle school, perhaps. In college, all he did was go to parties and miss classes. Anyway, the reason he's furious now is that he was supposed to obtain money from me, but he can't because I'm not there. and it's entirely your fault. I think it's about time you realized how selfish he's become.
I refuse to believe it.
You can believe it or not. Instead of being concerned about him, you should be concerned about yourself.
What?
You won't be able to pay off the house debt any longer. You've been referring to the $1,000 I've been providing as pocket change, but you genuinely need it. Did you ever consider it? You did not. Because you were too preoccupied with Henry to notice anything else.
I guess I hadn't considered that. I assumed Henry would marry into a wealthy family, so everything would be fine.
Isn't that unfortunate? He will not be able to pay for the house on his own. I don't know or care what you intend to do next, but it appears that you've screwed yourself by severing relations with me. You brought it on yourself.
Okay, then. I'll pardon you. You're welcome to attend the wedding.
No way.
What? You're not going to come?
Seriously? No, I do not. You and Henry are both strangers to me. You're both so self-centered. Go to hell. Congratulations, both of you.
After that, Oriana kept messaging her son Silas in a panic, but he hasn't responded to her at all. His younger brother, Henry, similarly had few attendees at his wedding. Because he did not set up a payment plan for the wedding, it had to be cancelled on the day of the event. Henry was distraught. He blew up on Oriana and demanded recompense, and after draining all of her savings from her, he severed connections with her. Silas, on the other hand, severed relations with both Oriana and Henry and was able to secure a nice apartment with the money he was now free to spend however he pleased. Henry was unable to hold the wedding, and he had regular arguments with his wife, which resulted in a divorce. He couldn't return to live with his mother, so he had nowhere to go. He was perplexed. Oriana was also forced to begin working in order to meet her living expenses.